Hello, thank you so much for joining me, and today we're going to be doing crafts with mudlarking finds. I don't know if you remember this or not. When I found it, it had like a pedestal on it here. Found it at Snowy Dump first time, dismissed it. Found it at Snowy Dump a second time and took it. But what I didn't realise was, I don't know if you can see, but it's so cracked. It was cracked all over, and so as soon as I popped it in my bag, the pedestal bit fell off and then another bit fell off. I've secured anything loose now with some resin, and you were all saying, first time round I found it, you said, oh, it's a sink. Turn it around, it's a doll sink. I thought, what are you talking about, a sink? It goes like that, and that, and it goes like that, and the pedestal came off. I thought, oh, there must be something attached to the pedestal. Must have been a mirror or something. But no, I'm just going to tell you, you were all right who said it was a sink, because it is a sink. Look at that, place for the soap, place for the taps. It's a sink, and I don't know why, but I viewed it like that, and I couldn't get past viewing it like that with the pedestal up there as if something was attached to it. It's a shame the pedestal fell off, but it just went into so many pieces. Honestly, it was so cracked. So anyway, my idea is to put clay on there, so round it off, make it all round again, so it's mended that bit at the bottom, and then put some legs on it, just ball ones, something like that, just so that it can sit flat. And then I don't know whether to just use it as a little tray, little trinket tray, or to make it into a candle. I'm not sure. So first of all, I'll get the clay, I'll undo the clay, and then we'll come back and we'll start mending the bottom of it, because we will make something out of that. You were all right, it was a sink. I was completely wrong, I just couldn't see it. Well, today I went to the Works, which is a shop here in the UK, which you can buy online or go in store, and they had this clay here, which I use quite a lot. You might have heard me mention Daz before. Sorry, let's get the shine off it. This is Daz clay. They do it in a couple of colours. I like the white one. I've also got some terracotta. But yeah, down to £4, and it's massive. It's a massive block. Let me show you compared to Milliput. Milliput's good, don't get me wrong. But Dad does exactly the same. You know, Milliput, you get two tubes, so the equivalent. For size wise, I'm just showing you. But you can sand the Daz just like you can sand the Milliput. And there is no mixing it together. It's an air dry clay, and there's no mixing. It will just dry, tough as nails. So I like that one because it's cheap. So yeah, let's use some Daz. That's from the Works. The bag seals, but what I will do is I will get a separate bag to put it in, because I like to make sure no air gets in there. Okay, I've just had my nails done, which I don't think was a very good idea. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the clay and I'm just going to stuff it all in there. Like I say, I have put some resin in there to stabilise it a little bit. Just a case of filling that hole and smoothing it off. I think we'll get some water on it to smooth it off a bit. Yeah, I couldn't have saved the pedestal, it was just too many bits, so oh no, that's okay. We can give that a sand if we need to when it's dry. Right, okay. So this is just a very, very simple make, this. As you see, I've just put the clay on the bottom. I can give it a sand when it's dry. I'm going to start the feet now because I think I want ball feet. So my idea was to have marbles and put clay around it, just so the marbles give it a little bit of weight, and also don't use all the clay. And I've got some fairly modernish marbles, these aren't old ones. So I've got some modern marbles. You can see, not old ones. Got to stick my fingers. That's the only thing with that clay. With all the clay it marks your fingers. Right, so plan is to put the marble inside the clay. Just gives it a bit of weight and just helps you get a nice round ball, because I want these to dry. Because the idea is I'm going to maybe stick them on like that. Sorry. Stick them on like that. So first of all I'm going to dry them. I'm going to cover them and then wait for them to dry. So I'll just put the marble in the clay. Excuse me. Right, it seems a bit bigger, so I'm just going to take some clay off. Easy enough to do. Roll it into a ball. Okay, get another marble. Wad your clay, put it round it. Roll it between your hands. Let's see what it's like for size. A bit bigger, so I'm just going to take off a pinch of clay and do the same again. Roll it up. Yep, that's more or less the same. Last marble. I won't just stick them onto there, I'm going to wait for it all to dry before I put it all together. Just encase your marble in the clay. Roll it around. Okay, like that. So you've got 4 feet, and the plan is 1, 2, 3, 4, and hopefully it will be level. So we'll come back when all these have dried. I'll probably give them a bit of a paint as well. We'll find something to paint them with, either silver or white. Okay, so the clay has dried and I have decided I'm not going to paint it white to try and make it look similar. I'm going to gild it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll glue these on first and then we will do the gilding afterwards when it's all dry. So as you can see, I've got the feet here. There was a marble inside and we just wrapped the clay around, if you remember, and that just the clay on there. Okay, to make it into something like that. Let me just put these feet down just to make sure it's going to be okay on these feet. Yeah, you know what, that's going to do the job. I'm going to mark it actually while they're there, because I think that's pretty flat. Let me just, there. So we're going to gild it, so it doesn't matter about marking it with a pen. So roughly about that there. I'll be able to see that on there actually. Right, just a rough idea. Right, I can see a couple of those marks. Okay, so I can see a mark there, a mark there. I'm using, yet again, my favourite go-to silicone sealant multi-purpose, well, I call it a glue, but it's silicone sealant. Okay, there's many different makes of that. It's relatively cheap. You go to a hardware store, you get it for about £1.50, £1.99, something like that. And you know me, I use it all the time. Right, these are just a little bit flatter, can you see? When I put them on here to dry, I just gave them a bit of a press down so that they would be flat. So I'll get them in front of my face. Flat on the bottom. Okay, there. So make sure that that is not the bit you glue. That is the bit that's going to go on the floor, on the tabletop. So I'm just going to put those on there like that for now. Where's that flat bit? Okay, it's slipping a little bit, so what I want to do is I want to flip it over and get it positioned so that it's level. Right, okay. I don't, let me see, that foot there looks a bit more, sorry, watch my head. Just gonna move that foot in, that one out a little bit. Just want them to look even. Right, that looks perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that to set a bit now, because it looks fine. Yep, that looks fine. It looks even all the way around. Don't worry if it went wrong and I don't know, if it didn't sit flat or anything like that and it's dried, this silicone's great because you can peel it off. You can just peel this right off. Although it'll stick and hold, you can actually, with a bit of picking, get this off. But that will dry solid. I'm just going to give it about an hour, and then I'll come back to it. And then what we'll do is we'll flip it over and we'll apply the gilding glue, and we'll choose our gilding flakes. Can you see over here where my gilding flakes are? And you know what, I'm thinking of the silvery one. Thinking of the silvery one for this. So yeah, I'll get my gilding glue. Actually, we can get it ready, can't we? So we're going to be using gilding glue, which I've got in a little ink bottle there. I put gilding on it because I keep picking the wrong one up and getting the other one, the Decapatch glue. So we've got our gilding glue. Let's pick a brush. That's a little bit already. Got a brush, any old brush will do. And a dry brush. This one that I always use. I can tell you always use this one. It's got bits of gilding on it. And a bit of a bigger, fluffier brush. Sorry. Bit of a bigger, fluffier brush for rubbing the gilding flakes off. So one for the glue, one for brushing it off. Right, yes, I'm happy with that. That can sit there, and I'll come back when it's dry. Right, okay, I've had a bath and that was time enough for this glue to set. So I might look a bit flushed because I just had a bath. But right, so let's get on to gilding this. We might as well. It's an obvious mend. It's such an obvious fix to it. So we might as well make it stand out. And I've chosen, let me see what it's called. Red Speckle Gilding Flakes. See, Red Speckle Gilding Flakes. Oops, there you go. Cosmic Shimmer. Cosmic Shimmer is the make. It's got, sorry, I'll just try and, there you go. All sorts of different colours in, but mainly silver. Okay, oh no, sorry, first of all, I need to jumped ahead then. It's because I've had a bath. my brain's frazzled because the water was very hot. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the gilding glue and we're going to put it on all of the clay. As per usual, don't worry if you miss some, because you can go over it. You can go over it a second time, should you need to. Oops. There we go, get all the feet. Yeah, but don't worry. If sometimes you miss it and you think you've covered it all, it doesn't matter. You really can just go over and give it a second coat. Right, okay, I think I've more or less covered that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave that to dry, and you know what, it's time for another brew. So I'm going to go and brew up, and while I'm brewing up, this should dry and I'll be able to come back, just put my brush in water, be able to come back and then we'll do some gilding. Okay, it's dry now. The only problem I can see with it is where the glue has gone onto the, where the Decopatch glue has gone on, no, where the gilding glue has gone onto the silicone glue. It might not stick there first go. In fact, I'm pretty sure it won't stick on there first go. But yeah, it's dry now. Nice and tacky. I've got my brew. So let's get cracking with this gilding. You know what, just layer it on the top. Don't worry about being generous with it, because if you remember, I made this scoopy corner, didn't I? I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Right, so all we need to do is push these flakes on. Like I said, I think I'm going to have to go around it twice, just because of where the gilding glue hits the silicone glue. Can you see? Let me just pick a bit of that off. Like that, just pushing it on. That's all I'm doing. Pushing it on. It looks messy. That's my friend Emma. She can't just send one picture. She's got to send a million. She don't watch these, don't worry. She'll never know I've been talking about her. Oh my goodness me. Must be something very interesting she's got to tell me. Right, I think we've pushed on as much as we can there. Don't you? Let's get the excess off the side. Can you see? I've pushed it all on. All on to the glue. Yeah, looks quite rough and messy, so I'm now just going to brush it off. Make it a little bit smoother. I might not brush quite so hard around the silicone glue. I might just give it another few minutes just to set before I brush it hard. There. Yeah, I'm just around the bottom of the legs where that silicone glue is. I'm just not going to give it that final buffing up like that. I'm just not going to do that on it. I'm just going to let it set just for a few more minutes. But you can see already, like on the belly of it, you can see how shiny it is. Obviously I just need to neaten up a few of the edges. But yeah, let's just give that a few more minutes and then we can buffer up that as well. Oh gosh. Covered in it. Okay, so we've given it a few minutes to dry there. Yeah, Emma has just sent me lots of pictures of beehives and things like that. So yeah, something she wanted me to make for her, I think, a beehive picture. So I'll have a look at that later, just in case you were wondering what it was she'd sent me. I would want to know if my phone was going off, if someone's phone was going off like that. Right, let's get all this off it, shall we? Right, let's put that down just for 1 second. Let me just get rid of this so we can show it you with all this off the table. So, you know me, I don't like to waste much if I can. Okay, let's pop that back to the side. That I will just get towards the bin, pop that over there. I have to sort of do this as I go along, otherwise I just end up covering everything in it. Okay, usually I'm not this tidy in the things that I do. Right, there we go. Okay, right, let's get a wipe. I'm covered in it, the table's covered in it. Wipe on there, bit of a wipe on me, and then a wipe on this, my new little desk tidy, I suppose you'd call it. So let's bring it closer so you can see it's a little sink. And do you remember, I had the pedestal on, but it just broke off in my bag in many pieces. So we did the marbles in some clay. Got it to set, filled in the hole at the bottom, gilding glue, gilding flakes, and there you go. What can we put in it? There you go. Oops. Shards of pottery. That's just the first thing I had to hand. There you go. A little, quick little make there. Mending something, putting legs on it. You might not all have a sink to do, but you could have some sort of bowl or anything, couldn't you? You could just have something that you could quite easily put some legs onto. I have a little idea with those pieces of pottery that I put in there. Actually, just 2 pieces of pottery. That one. Sorry, I've got to get my face out of the way. There you go. That one. And that one. Bit of feather edge. Sorry, I'll just turn that down. Yeah, so 2 pieces of pottery. I've got these 2 tiny little canvases. Just a little wooden frame with a canvas on it. Scissors. So I've got a black one. And I've got a white one. And my thinking is, with these pieces of pottery, I'm going to gild the raw edges and then put them on here, but with a drawing, some sort of drawing. And I'm thinking, with that one would look a bit like a skirt, so I might do like a matchstick girl with that as a skirt. Just an idea, it might change, and this one, I thought I would make, it's difficult for you to see it, make somehow, by drawing on the canvas, make it look like a bird. Right, all will become clear. So let me get my gilding flakes out again, my gilding glue, and just another little craft. Okay, first things first, I'm going to put the gilding glue on any raw edge. Any of the raw edges there, all the edges on that one are raw actually. You don't need to be generous with it, you just need to make sure it's covered. But yeah, I just randomly picked up 2 pieces of pottery and I just thought, right, I'm not hunting round, I'm just going to pick up 2 and just see if I can get them to work. And it just so happened that I looked at them and I thought, you know what, yeah, could make just a little bit of something. These would be good for your kids to do actually, wouldn't they? If your kids could pick a piece of pottery. I mean, I've got these canvases, but you could do it on a piece of card. It doesn't have to be a canvas, does it? Or you could do it in a picture frame. You could do a few, like a few birds on a tree, on a branch. In fact, while this is drying, you know what I'm going to do? I might have some driftwood. I think I have in a bag, in a basket over there. I've got some driftwood, little pieces. So if I can find a little one to go on there where the bird is, yeah, I might just be able to add a little bit of something to that. See, so as I'm talking, I'm thinking how we can extend it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to dry. I'm going to get that basket and see if we can go through and find anything that's suitable. Just wanted to show you, I did have a basket full of little pieces of driftwood. So it doesn't matter if it's bigger than the frame, but I wouldn't mind a smallish piece. If I've got one. If I haven't, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What's that one? See, because it could go like that, couldn't it? It could hang off. It could hang off the side. Either, difficult. It could hang off either side. Like that. It doesn't matter. You can try it and see. Yeah, I've not got anything shorter than that, I don't think. Is that one shorter? Oh, that's a little bit shorter. Oh, what's that one? Shorter still. Yeah, there we go. That one. Sorry. That one is a little bit... Let me put this basket down. Okay. That piece of driftwood is a little bit shorter still. And we'll try it when everything's done and we're ready to go on there. We can try it and see. Just to add a little bit of something to that picture. Okay, I'm not sure if we've just filmed that or not. I'm just going to show you this again. Just because I've just pressed the button and it didn't film. Right, okay, so I've chosen this piece of driftwood. So it just hangs over the edge. It might work, it might not do, but I thought a bird sat on there might look nice. It was an idea, so we can try it. Right, I think the glue's dried on this now, and I've chosen the gold gilding flakes. This one's called verdigris gilding flakes. Yep, usual cosmic shimmer gilding flakes. So we'll just put a little bit onto the table, onto the little tray, sorry. Get our big brush, push it onto the glue. I just like to neaten up the edges. You don't have to, you could just clean it and use it without the gilding flakes. Or you could even paint the edges. If you haven't got gilding flakes, just think outside the box. I'll tell you what I have got, which you might be able to use actually. It's gold and silver acrylic pens. 1 second. Here look, acrylic paint marker. You could even use those. That's the silver one. You could even use those for going around the edge of your pottery. There's a silver one. And there's, sorry. There's a gold one. I can't tell you how difficult it is to hold something up in front of the camera whilst hiding your face. That's a gold one. That's a silver one. But yeah, those might also work if you haven't got gilding flakes. And they were from, I want to say Poundland. Somewhere inexpensive like that, a pound shop. Anyway, we've got gilding flakes, so that's what we're using. Right, I've just finished that one. That one is lovely. Oops, sorry. It's lovely and gilded. Sorry, I've got my face. Gilded. Okay, and then this piece of feather edge. Feather edge there, gilded 2 edges because 1 edge is the feather edge itself, isn't it? Okay, so let me put those flakes, oops, back in there. Not too much waste. Stick that back in the side there. Bit on there, try not to sneeze. Right, we've got our 2 pieces of pottery. I'm just going to find a white pen for this one, for the black one, and just a fine line pen, any pen for the white one. Okay, not really sure what I'm doing. When am I ever? Right, so I want this one to be a skirt, don't I? So I can I draw with, yeah, I can draw a very faint outline with a pencil on here. I'll draw it, then I'll show you. Just faint. Okay, just as a rough idea, I've just placed, oh, can you see it? Yeah, can you see? Rough. I've got a bit of a rough idea where the head is, the arms are, sorry, and where the legs are going, just in pencil. Yeah, you see that? Nothing spectacular, nothing amazing. But let's see if we draw it with a pen. And you know what? If you get it wrong, sorry, my face. If you get it wrong, you could always paint over this canvas. You could keep painting over it till you get it right. So, you know what? You're not going to lose anything, are you? So, I've got a fine tip pen. I'm just using a Sharpie. Just using a Sharpie pen. Fine tip. Okay, let me just try the little skirt on. In fact, I'm going to do a different eyes. Right, that is where it is. I'm not a drawer. I'm just going to glue it on. When I've glued it on, I'll show it up to you. I'll show it to you. Hold it up to you. Sorry. Usual go-to silicone glue. A nice blob on the back. Okay, lid on. Right, don't laugh. I'm not a drawer. Right, just made this up on the spot when I picked up those 2 pieces of pottery. Okay, there she is. She's got a little feather edge skirt. She's got a little bangle on her claw hands, whatever hands they are, I don't know. But listen, you can paint over it and you can redo it as many times as you want until you get it right. But you know what? She's got a beautiful little skirt on. She's ready for going out. Yeah, she's a little shard girl. Okay. Right, so I think that one's worked out okay. Apart from my bad drawing, I'm sure your drawing is far better. It's getting a bit cold. Right, bird. Okay. Is there room for that? Okay. Let's give it a go. I've got a white pen. Just a white one, like felt tip. Metallic pen it says, but it's white. I hope it will work, but first of all I'm going to draw it in pencil. Draw it in pencil first, draw it light, okay? Just going to put that there, right, okay. Yeah, then an eye. Okay, I'll see if you can see what I've done here. I've added a beak, a couple of little feet at the bottom. Let me just swap hands here. And like a little tail feather there. I'm going to do that in the white. Sorry. Do that in the white and see how it turns out. Don't forget, you don't have to be an artist. I don't draw. I'm not very good at drawing. Yeah, you'd need either a silver or a white pen to be able to draw on the... Right, there you go. I've drawn that. Don't know if you can see, that's its tail feathered bit. Put my hand there, and that's its beak bit. And I've got a bit of paint here. Just picked up this paint here. I'm going to maybe do an eye. Okay, so I'm going to stick that piece of pottery on. Don't forget, your piece of pottery can look like something else. It can look like a tortoise. It can look like, I don't know, whatever. A man, a little girl. Whatever you draw will make it look like what you hoped it was anyway, wouldn't it? Right, so just glued that on there. Can you see? Let's get it a little bit. It's probably not the best bird you've ever seen, but let's put an eye on it. Having an eye, and actually that bit of driftwood there that we've got. just going to put 2 little blobs, not one big blob, just underneath his feet. It's just squished out a bit, so I'm going to get my skewer. I always have this skewer to hand, just to get any of that excess glue. Okay. Show you again. Just to add another dimension to it. Okay. Now let's put an eye on him. These are just little crafts. Just making it up as I go along. Right, where can I put this? I'm going to put just a tiny little bit in here. Okay, and I'm going to get one of my little brushes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an eye on him. Okay, so what about there? I think even when it dries I might give it a black pupil. Okay, don't want to lift it up too much in case it runs. Just quickly show you. Oops, it's got an eye, but I'm going to put a black dot in it when it's finished. So just give it 10 minutes to dry and I shall be back to show you what it's like with a little dot in his eye. But yeah, just show you quickly that one again. She's not that bad. She's got a nice little little dress on there. Little fun little make. Great little make for the kids, this. Like I say, it doesn't have to be on a canvas, it can be on a little piece of card. Okay, it's got a little eye now. The glue's not quite set, but I can show you. There we go. Got a little bird. It's probably the weirdest bird you've ever seen, but I've used a shard. And you know what? You get your kid to do it, or you could do it yourself. Make little gifts of things you've found. So look, yeah, a quick little make. Hope you enjoyed that, and thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to press like, don't forget to press that notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And also, if you really enjoyed it and you'd like to support this channel, please don't forget we have the Ko-fi link down below where you can donate the price of a coffee. Thanks for watching. Bye.